Hi y'all, it's Aaron, and I'm back today with yet another Radiohead lesson. This time we'll be taking a look at 2 plus 2 equals 5, which is the opening song on Radiohead's 2003 album, Hail to the Thief. So this is a heavily requested one. I finally got around to it, and I'm excited to teach it to you guys. It's a little bit of a challenging one. I'll put a disclaimer on this song. And certainly in the scope of maybe if you're considering other Radiohead songs, it can be a little tricky in terms of it's probably one of their trickier songs to play, but I wouldn't say it's necessarily too difficult if you're an intermediate player. And I'm going to show you how to play all the parts, so hopefully you don't have too hard of a time playing through it, and we can learn this together. So before I get into the lesson, just want to clarify that this song is in drop D tuning, or that's how I play it, and that's kind of how I've transcribed it to teach it to you guys. There may be a guitar that's in standard tuning in the mix, I'm not sure, but from what I hear, it's definitely in drop D tuning, and just the way that that opening riff sounds to me, it's got to be in drop D. So we're in drop D tuning here. We'll be tuning down the lowest string, the low E string, to D, and then the rest of the strings remain the same in standard tuning. So D, A, D, G, B, E. Okay, so once you're in drop D tuning, let's get right into it. So the probably the most difficult part of the song is the time signature, and just the overall timing of the riff, and just kind of the way the song flows. And also the song structure is a little bit unconventional. It's not like a verse chorus bridge type song. It's really kind of very fluid in the way it moves, and honestly it's 3.5 minutes long, and there's multiple sections to it, so they really cram a lot into this one. But anyways, we are in 7/8 time, so you kind of got to count it, and you can count it in like this. So I'll show you sort of the first way to count it, and then I'll show you how to count it really in 7, which is the correct way to count it, I would say. But you could count it like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. You can also count it like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the intro riff, that's you got to have that time signature in mind, and obviously the song itself, that's really sort of I don't want to say the trademark of it, but it's kind of the distinguishing feature of the song. It's sort of grabs your ear when you hear it. So we're starting here with the riff here, again in 7/8, and I advise you, before I get into teaching it, play this riff slowly, play with a metronome, or count the riff, and listen to it, maybe listen along to the recording, and count it out loud along with it, so you can really get that timing down, because you're gonna mess it up if you're just kind of trying to jump in and just play it. You might try playing it in 4/4 or whatever. The first time you hear it, it's a little odd, right? So I advise you, just play it slowly and get these shapes down and go from there. So here we are, starting the riff with like an F minor shape, the 3rd fret on the low E string. By the way, just for the purposes of this lesson, I'm going to refer to it as the low E string, but as I mentioned to you earlier, we're tuned down to D because the song's in drop D tuning. So from here on out, I'm just going to call it the low E string. You know what I mean? So 3rd fret on the low E string, 3rd fret on the A and the D string as well, and that's the 1st fret on the G string. And this is kind of the pattern we're going to go for, and we're going to kind of carry this pattern through for all the chord shapes that make up this sort of intro picking part that Jonny Greenwood plays on the recording. Here we go, ready? And I'm using I'm using a finger style rather than picking it, but you could use a pick as well. It's really up to you. Probably easier to play this, and more accurate to play it finger style though. So I'm going to play that really slow. I really suggest you just rewind and sort of watch this over again. But the main sort of pattern is we start by picking the low E string and the G string together. Then we play the D string and the A string on those fretted notes. Back to the low E, to the G, to the D, to the A, and here's where we kind of transition to the next chord. So ready? Up to here's what we got so far. So you're after you hit that, if you obviously you play that chord again, for the first time you play again the low E and the G string together, and when you come back to that low E string, you're going to play actually the D string. I think I may have misspoke. To the G, back to the D, and you kind of ascend back up the chord and play the two lowest strings. And then you transition to the next shape. The next shape is this. Second fret here on the low E string. Keep the third fret at the A and the D string just like that first shape. And now we're going to have the G string ringing open. Right? So same picking pattern. And that's really the first part of the song. You're just going to cycle through those two chords. Right? And then he sings, Thom comes in and starts singing, and he kind of goes through the first verse, and then I'll stay home forever, right? 2 and 2. That's where we get into the sort of, I guess, next part of the riff, let's call it, when Thom sings 2 and 2 always makes a 5, right? So we're starting here. If you were in standard tuning, this would be an F major type of shape, but it's the first fret on the low E string, the third fret. We're again still hanging out here with on the third fret of the A string and the third fret of the D string, and then the second fret of the G. It's very similar picking pattern to what we did earlier. There's little slight variations in there, and I can't hear exactly what he's playing, but that's really close. Right? And then the next shape, we're going to take our pointer finger off here. Now, this is how I know it's in drop D tuning. You're going to have the low E string, which again is tuned down to D. You're going to play that in the G string. And that's the third fret on the A and the fourth fret on the D string. So again, that F major type shape to this shape. I'm not quite sure what this chord is called. Got a really sort of diminished type sound to it. So again, it's this shape here, just to clarify. We have open, 3, 4, 2 across the low E through the G string. Just again, we're just focusing on the lowest 4 strings. You're not playing any of the high E string or the B string. You're not playing any notes there. Okay, to the next shape. Ready? So here, let's play what we got so far. To this G minor shape. Just like the F minor we played earlier down here. But now we're at the 5th fret across the low E, the A, and the D string, and then the 3rd fret on the G string. Play for half as long to this sort of shape. This is the 3rd fret. You kind of want to bar across the, really the lowest 4 strings, and you want to have your 5th fret, your ring finger here on the 5th fret of the A string. So one more time. Okay? And then the last shape of this riff. It's the 2nd fret on the low E string, the 3rd fret on the A string, and the 2nd fret on the D string. And we have the G string open. Right? From the top here. Then we go to this shape, the G minor. Then we're back into the So the first part of the song, you really just kind of cycle through that, and if you listen to the track, you'll know exactly what I mean. So that's really, the majority of the part, or the majority of the first, third to almost half of the song, and it starts getting a little funky when we get to this sort of bridge section, which leads into the chorus. It's a little bit different, and it's we're starting here. It's a cool little lead guitar part from Jonny Greenwood. This is what Johnny's playing. So we're here at the we're playing like almost like John Frusciante. He loves these kind of shapes and this style of playing. We're playing really like the third of a chord. So we're playing the root note and then the third. So we're here at the 8th fret on the A string, and then the 9th fret on the B. This is when you sing, "It's the devil's work." That's when Thom's singing this part, right? That's when this comes in. We move that same shape down 1 fret to the 7th fret on the A and the 8th fret on the D. 8th fret on the B string. So down to the 4th fret on the A and the 6th fret on the B. Back up to the 7th fret on the A and the 8th fret on the B. So it kind of is, it starts like an F minor. That's like an E minor shape. It's like I guess it'd be like a C sharp major, up to like a sort of, back to that E minor-ish shape. You're only really playing the root and the third. But these are, this is how he's playing it. And then we're going to go, after playing that E minor, 7th fret A string and 8th fret B, we're going to go back to that C sharp, right? But actually, I want to make sure I get this exactly right. So again, let me just start back from the top. So we're playing the 8th fret on the A, the 9th fret on the B, the 7th fret on the A, the 8th fret on the B, the 4th fret on the A, the 6th fret on the B, the 7th fret on the A, and the 8th fret on the B. We're playing the 6th fret. We're almost walking down sort of along the A string here and leading into the next chord. We're playing the 6th fret on the A and the 8th fret on the B. And then that's the 4th fret on the A and the 6th fret on the B again. Slide up to the 10th fret on the A and the 11th fret on the B. That is back down to the 4th fret shape again, up to that same 10th fret and 11th fret shape. Do that twice, right? Back to that 7th fret on the A and the 8th fret on the B. So let me just play through that. You're going to have to listen to it, but if you play along on recording, you'll know exactly what I mean. Here we go. Nice and slow. So that's what Johnny's doing there. And he also does that once the chorus kicks in and the whole band's rocking out to "You have not been paying attention." He's playing that same riff. You'll hear it again later. If you choose to play that part rather than Thom Yorke's rhythm part, which I'm going to teach. If you have a two-guitar band, for example, that's great. One of you can play the lead and one of them can play the chords, the rhythm part that I'll show you in just a second. But let me just clarify one more thing here. So we have these sort of notes along the B string, right? Oops, sorry. There it is. Right? You can scream it, yeah, you can shout. Right? Now, I just taught you the shapes, but really what Johnny's doing, he's tremolo picking that. So he's going like this. He's going like, right? So you want to tremolo pick it. You really want to, and really dig in particularly when the chorus kicks in, right? But if you want, you can just strum those those little those two notes, playing the root and the third like I showed you earlier. You can play it that way, or you can just even play single notes along the B string. If you're a beginner, you can just go. It's actually a great tremolo picking exercise, maybe if you haven't tremolo picked much before. Okay, so that's that section. That leads right in the chorus. We get in here and we rock out, and we're starting here with this B minor shape. I'm sorry, F minor shape. The 8th fret on the A string, the 10th fret on the D and the G, and the 9th fret on the B. To this shape, the 7th fret on the A, the 10th fret on the D, the 9th fret on the G, and the 8th fret on the B. So we go, you have not been paying attention, right? To a C sharp major bar chord here, root note at the 4th fret, bar across the 6th fret across the D, G, and B strings. Same shape, move it down 1 fret to a C major. Hang on the C major before going up to an E flat major, which again, same shape. Or the root now is at the 6th fret on the A string, and then or you're barred across here at the 8th fret. Back to the C sharp major bar here, 4th fret on the A, 6th fret barred across. Back down to C major. So let me play that whole thing. So over the top of that, Johnny's playing the, right? He's going. That's what Johnny's playing over the top of, those chords that Thom Yorke is laying down. I'm assuming Ed O'Brien would also be playing those chords. So, that really gets you through the chorus of "You have not been paying attention," that whole part. And then after we get through that, we're sort of into this, I guess you can call it almost like another verse, but it sounds totally different than any other verse that was played in the song, and it kind of leads into the outro and the end of the song. So we're starting here, and Thom says, "Paying attention," and there's a little bit of shift in the music, right? You're playing this shape. So you can play it if you want across. You're going to definitely be on the low E string here on the 6th fret, and also on the 6th fret of the B. You're going to play those two notes at the same time. So it's this shape, and you want to mute the rest of the strings. If you want, you can also add the note there that's on the A string at the 6th fret. So that'd be the 6th fret on the D, the 6th fret on the low E, the 6th fret on the A, and the 6th fret on the B, if you want. I don't really hear it that well. I think it sounds perfectly fine if you just want to play the 6th fret on the low E and the 6th fret on the B there. Same shape. Now we're going to move it up to the 8th fret. Then you're going to go down to the 5th fret here, and now I can kind of hear the 5th fret across it would be the low E string and the A string, while we're still holding down that 6th fret on the B. Come back up to the 6th fret across the A and the low E string, while still holding down that 6th fret on the B. So that's not how it, exactly how it goes. I'm just kind of showing you this is the kind of riff that's being played. So let me play it actually, how you'd hear it on the recording. So you're hearing it like this. And we play it again. Right? It's right before that part where Thom's vocals come back in. So it's paying attention. And then that's where the little mini guitar solo comes in that Jonny Greenwood plays. And it's actually really simple, but it's pretty quick. You're going to tremolo pick here. It's the 17th fret on the G string. And then you're going to do a unison bend. That's what is that? That's way up there. what is that, the 21st fret at the B string, bend it up a whole step while holding down the 19th fret on the high E. Move that same shape up 1 fret. So we're at the 20th fret now on the high E, and the 23rd fret on the B string. Sorry, I can't count. Is that right? No, that's not right. This is the 18th fret on the high E and the 21st fret on the B. And that's the 19th fret on the high E and the 22nd fret on the B string. That makes sense if my guitar only has 22 frets. I realized that when I said 23rd fret, I'm like, that's not right. So we're way up here. You're just going to play 2 unison bends, and that's the whole guitar solo. And now we come back down. After that section, we're coming back into the... Thom comes back singing... The same shape we were playing earlier. So 11th fret, low E string, and 11th fret on the B. Same shape down the 6th fret. 11 down to 6 again. Same kind of riff we were doing earlier. Go between the 5th fret and the 6th fret. Swallow my authority and put me in a box, 'cause I'm not. That's really the song. I mean, that's all the parts of the song. That little riff there sort of leads us into the, that's the end of it. So I have one little minor detail to add as we finish up here. You can also play that last shape instead of the... You can play the 5th fret if you just want to strum a chord maybe, or if you have 2 guitars. One guitar can play this chord while the other guitarist does a... So you can also play it as the 5th fret on the low E string here. Had the D string ringing open. That would be, what is that? The 4th fret on the G string and the 6th fret on the B. Not. Maybe not. Maybe not. Right? That's there. So, okay. I think with that, I think I taught all the parts of the song. So I hope you enjoyed this lesson. I hope it was helpful, and really practice along with the song, especially that intro in 7/8 time. It's a little tricky, and play it slow. It's just maybe difficult to get it sort of ingrained in you first, the timing of it. But once you play it slow with the recording, I'm sure you'll get it. Just keep working at it. Thank you guys for all the support. If you've liked, what I've been doing, please hit subscribe please subscribe to my channel. Hit the subscribe button below. Leave a comment on this video. Hit the like button. Share it. I'm happy to be back here teaching Radiohead lessons. This is my first Radiohead guitar lesson in a while, and it's a request I've been wanting to honor for a long time. And I finally really sat down, and I think I got a lot of the details of this song down that I don't think I had down before. So it was fun learning it. Good luck learning this one out there and enjoy it. It's a cool song, and I love the little tiny bits of like electronic music just kind of peppered in there, mixed with this sort of, they're really like 90s edge to it. And it's interesting how they came back. This is the first song on Hail the Thief, right? After coming out with albums like Kid A and Amnesiac, which didn't have a lot of guitars on it. This was their first real, I think, big guitar song in a while. And, if you put on the Hail the Thief album after listening to Kid A and Amnesiac, this will kind of shock you and be like, whoa, there's actually guitars in this. It's not super electronic like, some of the other Radiohead records, but yet again, it still has a little bit of that electronic flavor to it. So it's kind of cool, and obviously the song's subject matter is interesting, given the current political climate and the crazy circumstances we're living in. I highly recommend everyone out there read George Orwell's novel 1984, which is where Thom Yorke must have gotten the title of this song from, because that's a sort of a concept that comes up throughout that novel. I read it a couple of years ago, and it just, it really had an impact on me. It's a fantastic, it's just a classic book. So again, can't recommend that enough. But thanks for watching. I'm happy to be teaching lessons, so please, leave a request for me if there's something you'd like me to teach, and I'll try to get to it eventually. But for now, thanks for watching, and I hope everyone's staying safe out there, and we'll see you again in another video, hopefully very soon. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.